Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lilith Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Adama, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. 2020 vision, people. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Yes, I'm so excited to be back and to, have a fresh year, fresh decade. A lot of interesting astrology coming up. But first, I want to make some really, really awesome announcements. So we have launched memberships on lilithastrology.com, and we have 3 different tiers. Each are different pricing and offering different things just for members only. And some of the things include by sign horoscopes that go into the month in depth by me, exclusive video content for members only, discounts on readings. The highest tier gets a included transit reading with me, which is it's like $135 an hour. So you get that included with your price and much, much more. This is going to be an ever evolving content platform. We have a lot of fun stuff coming. I previewed the Lilith series briefly on Instagram, but we're going to be launching our first Lilith series with astrologer Nadia Shah. Super fun. And basically I sit down and ask her about how she became an astrologer in her life. I mean, she's my favorite astrologer, so I wanted her to be the first one on here naturally. So a lot of fun stuff coming up. I still will be offering astrological knowledge for free, so continue to follow me here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Lilith Astrology, and also don't forget to subscribe if you love this content and click the bell so you can get updates on whenever I post new videos. Because now, another announcement, I'm going to be doing weekly video collective energy and weekly rundowns on what's going on in the stars versus the monthly. So you're going to be hearing from me every week now. So yeah, very, very exciting stuff. I really hope that you guys, enjoy this video, and let's get right into the month. So January 2020, we've all been talking about it, ad nauseum, as, all the astrologers, everybody, everywhere is talking about this fucking Pluto, excuse my language, Pluto-Saturn conjunction in Capricorn. It's crazy. So let's get into it. So as we head into next week, on Monday, on the 6th, we have the South Node conjunct Jupiter in Capricorn. So this is very, interesting. It's just the North and South Node is a karmic placement. The North and South Node in the birth chart is essentially your past life mastery in your South Node and your North Node mastery in terms of what you have come in this life to get more of a hold of, and to where you should be headed toward to really grow and fulfill your karmic destiny, and also to be more fulfilled as a person. So when you have a planet like Jupiter conjunct the South Node, whenever that happens, something must be sacrificed. When you have that, planetary energy right at a nodal point, at such a personal point, something must go in your life that's not serving you. Jupiter in Capricorn is really all about the luck will manifest, and growth will manifest through hard work, through planning, through concrete structure, through learning. And when the South Node in the sign of Capricorn conjunct with Jupiter is saying, in order for you to fulfill your destiny, there's certain things that have to leave your life in order for you to grow and fulfill more of your karmic destiny, and to be more fulfilled in your life. Whether, this can be in any area of life for you. I'm just speaking to the collective, but for you, it could be a relationship that is, felt stagnant for some time, and you've just been hanging on to it. This is one of the triggers, and we're going to go through all of them because there's a few next week. This is one of the triggers that's saying, like, hey, yeah, it's time to go. It's time to live a life that is more fulfilling, and this needs to leave your life. And really, like, you know, I think if you've been following the astrology all last year, you've been following me, last year was really about laying the groundwork for this month, like for this time. So South Node conjunct Jupiter, something's got to go. Something's got to give in whatever area of your life that is. And I feel like you probably know it. You've definitely been feeling it. So yeah, that's Monday. And so as we even go further into the week, on the 10th, we have the full moon, which is also a lunar eclipse at 20 degrees. And let me just say too, the South Node conjunct Jupiter is at 8 degrees. I was looking at the charts here. It's at 8 degrees. And so then we have the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer, which that just so happens to be where the North Node is. Like, it's not, you know, it's not conjunct completely, but it's in the same sign. I mean, if you know, honestly, I could even count it as a conjunction. So you have that major event happening at the South Node on Monday. And then when we move later into the week on Friday, you have on the 10th, the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer, opposing that in its opposite sign, Cancer, and the North Node is there as well. So something is going to come up. So you shed something, you know, earlier in the week, or you're feeling like, I know exactly what needs to go and what needs to be shed. Like, I know what needs to be sacrificed in order for me to move forward, you know, in the right direction for my own life. And so when you have an eclipse on a freaking North Node, pretty much, you know, at the end of the week, it's like, now it's like a spotlight is going to be shown on the way and where you need to be going, where you need to move toward. Something's going to come up, an opportunity. You know, you see the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of, you know, feeling stuck in a situation. I think you also will want to, you'll see ways to get out of the situation that you're in. So all of that energy, and I'm gonna go to the charts in a moment, is just so, it's like you have, you know, the full moon, and it's opposite all of that energy, that conjunction, that stellium that, you know, we've been talking about. There's literally a big old stellium opposing that lunar event. So we have, you know, freaking Jupiter in Capricorn. We have the South Node opposing this moon. We have the Sun. We have Pluto. We have Saturn. It's just like a party of, it's time to just deconstruct what you think is good for you and what you think is normal, or what you think, you know, going against, you know, the status quo. And we still have, you know, and I'll get into this in the report next week, but next week we have Uranus stationing and going direct. So Uranus right now is still retrograde. So you still also have Uranus making a trine to this intense energy. It's just this week, people are going to come to a lot of revelations. There's going to be a lot of action that just kind of suddenly takes place. People, I think, are going to really realize what they need to do in their lives to feel fulfilled. You know, it's all about authenticity. If you've been walking around and hating certain things in your life or certain people, which you shouldn't hate people, but obviously disliking certain people, if you're in a job that you don't like, if you're, you know, in a city that you don't like, if you are in a love relationship that you don't like, that you're going to see the forest for the trees, especially this week, if you have not already. I mean, you know, I think this is like going to be some movement in you changing and making, you know, your life yours. I mean, let's just go back to the energies of Pluto, change, death, which doesn't necessarily mean like people are going to die. It just means, you know, death is, you can't have a rebirth without the death of something. So you have massive change and upheaval. And then Saturn, you have delay and lessons, hard work, perseverance. Saturn also changes things. If things are not authentic and you're not, you know, walking in your truth, Saturn is just gonna be like, all right, here we go. Time for you, throw your ass out into the cold. Time for you to learn how to survive on your own and how to really, you know, grind and put what's necessary for you to be stronger and better as a person. Yeah, it's just gnarly astrology. So let's go to the charts and we will chat more. So here is the lunar eclipse, the chart of the lunar eclipse on Friday. And this is also the full moon in Cancer. So, you know, I want to just briefly really show it because it's just so gnarly. Like, I have to show it. I normally don't do visuals of the charts in my reports, in my, you know, monthlies, and now we're gonna have weekly. But this is, wow, just look at this. So you have the moon at 20 degrees opposing the sun in Capricorn. And then you have, look at this. This is a stellium. Oh, so we have Pluto, Saturn, Mercury, the sun, Jupiter, South Node, all here. I mean, just wow. And, you know, we have Uranus still retrograde. Uranus will be stationing and going direct on the 12th. So this is still waiting in the wings, in my opinion. Like, Uranus is waiting. Like, this is like, boop, basically, you know, earlier this week, boop, we have this conjunct at 8 degrees. We have the South Node and Jupiter earlier this week. And then, oh, lunar eclipse right opposite that. And here we have a trine to Uranus retrograde. So I feel like Uranus going direct and then the upcoming conjunction, we have this happening as well. Like, this is all just a recipe for, it's time for, you know, freedom, essentially. It's time for personal freedom. It's time to take hold of your life. You know, we also have Neptune in Pisces forming a trine with the North Node in Cancer. So it's even adding more of it's time to nurture and look inward and really follow a path that is more in line with your destiny and why you were put here on this earth. This is really what this is about. I mean, you also have two Black Moon Lilith making a trine to the North Node as well in Cancer. So I think another thing too is you know, in a collective whole society, we're really going to start to see these shifts happening this month, especially now as we get more into, you know, the election is coming up this year. It's pretty crazy. Like, time flies so fast. You know, and you just hear rumblings of change going on in the world. So I feel like this is just such an indicator of that. I mean, look at, we have Venus in Aquarius on the midheaven of this chart too. This is a very, like, I'm gonna say it, this is like a very, like, female, like, let's go, hear us roar type of chart. I don't know about you, but, like, literally, power to the people, power to women, Venus in Aquarius. Freaking, the North Node is in Cancer, and that's, like, you know, the matriarchal archetype. The lunar eclipse is in Cancer, opposing all of this, tradition, patriarchy, all that. Like, I just can't help but notice that. It's just very interesting. Very, very interesting. So just take a look at this chart. This is it's going down next week. It really is. And I really think all of you should make it a goal. Obviously, watching, my rundowns and understanding the events as a whole, it's helpful. But I can't really stress enough, and I'm not even saying it's like sell myself, but getting a reading and understanding deeper into your chart will help you with times like these. The guidance, having that guidance will help you during a time like this where you're really, making changes that are extremely pivotal and this is just life-changing energy. It really is, you guys. So I just really want you to see this. Like, this is the stellium opposing, the North Node opposing the lunar eclipse. Uranus retrograde in Taurus. It's just, yeah, it's intense. So thank you everyone for watching my first ever weekly report. This will be dropping every Sunday, and will give you a little rundown on what's going on with the collective energy. And if you want to know what's specifically going on with your sign, don't forget, subscribe and check out my memberships below. Subscribe to lilithastrology.com. So until next time, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. Yeah, signing off. Peace.